we're back at the business, and that's all we can do. All we can do is what we can do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't demand but so much out of us. You know what I'm saying? We're doing what we can. We all got to individually push ourselves to exceed our own expectations. Those are the only expectations that count. But I say set them high. Set your expectations high of yourself and then exceed those. That's right. You got to measure your progress and aim for success. So the 10 Black Wolfpacks in the house, if you're new to the channel, we cover U.S. politics, Black culture, and breaking news on this channel. That's what we do. We've been doing that for almost since 2012, 2013, man. So yeah, we ain't just starting, ooh, we can make some views. We get some views if we talk about politics. Ooh, look at this. The lane's open. We can just talk. Now, we've been doing it for a long time, man. This channel, man, we've interviewed presidential candidates, Congress people, inventors, executives, authors, all types of people, activists. We've done it all here on this channel. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great, man. Directors, actors, comedians. You know, sometimes I look back at all we've done on this channel. The Tim Black Show has done so many different things. I'm really like, wow. I should have a whole lot of friends. You know how many people, you know how many candidates and all types of activists I've had on this channel? I mean, really, guys, it's been crazy. You have no idea how many people have been through this channel. You would think I should never have to wonder, like, wow, man, how am I going to make this show but expand? It should be expanding from all those people that I've helped in the last decade. But you know what it is, though, guys? Take it from me, man. Nobody owes you nothing, man. Do it from your heart. And if you do it from your heart, and do it well, you know, do what you can do, it come back to you in other ways. And that's, we got a second life here at the Tim Black Show. And we've been doing that. We got brother Dr. Musa Abdullah came through. We had Dana with the data recently. We also just had Shamichael Singleton from CNN just come through, and hopefully that'll crack the door for some other people who may have been like, maybe I don't know, Tim used to be, he used to be this way, that way. Maybe now, because I've had all types of people on the show, who were in the like Democrats. So I'm like, let me go. I've had independents. I had Dr. Cornel West very often, Senator Nina Turner. She's a Democrat, but we had Green Party people on. Back in the day, Dr. Jill Stein and Najuma Baraka was here like 4 or 5 times, man. Of course, nobody remembers that. You know how it is. It's a long time ago. But I remember it, man. And you know what's dope, guys? It's dope that we are doing it still now with the people. The people, the people, the people, the people. Speaking of the people, ain't no politics like the politics for the people. And that's what this mug celebrates. This is the Tim Black Legacy mug. It is politics for the people. It's right underneath here. I don't know if you can see that. And when people get a mug, they also get one of these coasters. It's got it there too. Kind of dope. Plus other stuff they get. Now, this mug is great, right? When I picked it out, dishwasher, microwave, and hater safe. And the hater part is the part I was like, look, I got to have a mug that can put up with a lot of hate. It's got to be able to withstand hate, because I can't be selling nothing that falls apart when it get hated on. They were like, Mr. Black, this was going to stand up. I said, you sure? Don't play with me. He's like, nah, this is going to stand up. I was like, all right. So I ordered a sample. I said, okay, this will work. This will work. So yeah, go to timblackmug.com. Timblackmug.com to get your mug. $20 to your door. I pay the shipping. Anywhere in the U.S. What else, people? Shout out to Black Mamba. Black Mamba, did you send Nigel a mug? Man, I got some, man. It's ticked off as I get at some people that have taken me for granted, that stabbed me in the back in the past. I can't let that overshadow the good people that have not done that, who have been amazing people like Buck Bewley, Black Mamba, Iron Man Oz, people that Dr. Musa Abdullah, people that have been stand-up individuals. You know what I'm saying? It's been some of those. All my fantastic Patreon members, all the 10 Black Wolfpack VIPs, some of them have followed me 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Man, people would go back. So, I get on one and I start talking about the negative, man. Just remember, because at that moment, I'm not thinking about it, but just know it's been a lot of positive people. You know what I'm saying? They'll remember those interviews, those conversations, man. Tonight's show. Oh, man. We're going to punch him in the gut, man. We're going to go for the guts, man. We're going to hit him where it hurts. Democrats finally waking up. All the Democrats finally waking up. All the Democrats finally waking up. Are they waking up? I don't know. Seems like they're crying, backstabbing, and they're filled with Trump rage. They got the Trump rage. Frank the Tank, Frank the Tank, Frank the Tank. So we here at the Tim Black Show. Would like to take the gloves off, hit them all upside the head if that's okay with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure that's cool with y'all, because I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to catch you off guard. I want you to be aware what's about to go down here. I'm about to turn into Ryan Coogler. Because first of all, you know what I'm saying? Because first things first, I was in Crenshaw, baby. That don't sound nothing like him. But yeah, man, we got a lot to cover tonight, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do that. Let's tell people first. Look, go to softwarmclassics.com, softwarmclassic.com. Get your Juneteenth gear up, man. Get your Juneteenth gear. Stop playing with me. White people, get a Juneteenth shirt. Don't listen to Candace Owens. Prove her wrong. She said Juneteenth ain't a real holiday. I say it's better than a real holiday. The people made up Juneteenth, you jackass. Sometimes y'all scumbags, man, y'all follow anybody with the nonsense. Black people been celebrating Juneteenth for 100 years without permission of the government. The government say, we gonna make it official. Then we get cornballs coming out the back saying, that ain't no real holiday. Man, it's the best holiday there is. We made it. We didn't get permission. We just did it because we felt it. Some of y'all need to check yourselves. But see, that's what I'm here for, baby. I'm here to help you self-regulate. I'm here to encourage you to regulate yourself. Makes sense when I say that, don't it? Well, how come no one made that their argument against her when she came on their platform? Because they was like this. All on her butt cheeks. On her flat. On her white guy Prince. Whatever that Prince guy, white Prince she married to, putting out on babies. Was kissing all on her butt. Stephen A. Smith. Well, first of all, I don't say da. And second of all, da. Let me kiss Candace's ass. I was going to address some of these things, but I decided I'm a punk ass, and I'm going to wait till next time I talk to her. Let me get a bump in the ratings first. I'm what you call a Democratic Party hater. With sinus problems. I feel like I got off lucky, man. That's good. Sinus problems? Oh, cool. If you are on X and you are watching this, retweet it. What's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all can't share brother content. Y'all can't share brother content on X. That's what we doing now. That's how we rolling, fam, for real. You too good to share my content on that platform? When I'm on X, man, I be sharing some wild stuff. I tell y'all, man. Y'all ready to get busy? Who ready to get busy? Oh, come on, Tim. Come on, Tim Black. You know what time it is, Black. You know how they feel, Tim Black. You don't have the complexion for the protection from the collection. That's what it is, Tim Black. Don't act like you don't know. You've been black a long time, Tim Black. You've been black for a long time. Stop being a little hound dog and go ahead and get busy. These people are tired of the nonsense. They count on you to tell them the truth. Now, let's go. Let's get into the content, baby. First story of the day, yeah.
Cassius, sorry, I hate to interrupt you. We have a question we want to ask about what happened to you in 2016 with this Bernie Bros movement, where your followers are seeing they have a racism problem, a misogyny problem. Do you think that's a super PAC thing behind that?
That was the Democratic establishment. That was the.
Wow. Okay.
That was just, they were sitting there. We had a lot of young people. We had people of color, and they create this kind of myth with the help of the corporate media and all that stuff.
It's kind of interesting to that note is during this election, the podcast space, which the Democrats largely avoided, they feel had some influence in the election, and they started to label us the podcast bros. And said that we were sexist and we were racist and bigoted. It's almost like it's the exact same strategy to get you out of there.
Yeah, that's what the liberal elite China does. They run away. Look, again, I would hope that everybody who's watching the program is that we as a nation have got to end all forms of bigotry, right?
Yes.
That I start off as a basic assumption.
Unless it's to your close friends, right?
Yeah, whether it's racism or sexism, homophobia, or xenophobia, whatever it is. And liberal Democrats talk about that all the time. And then you get to what we call identity politics.
Yeah.
That you're black, you're wonderful, you're tremendous, you're gay, you're the greatest human being on earth.
Yeah.
And rather than say, what do you stand for?
Exactly.
You're gay, that's fine, who cares?
Yeah.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
You left out one there, Bernie. You left out Jewish, Bernie. Yeah, you left out I'm Jewish. Look at me. Don't say a mumbling word. You left that part out, Bernie. Just thought I'd slide that in. Because that's your identity. So I thought I'd remind you that there's that. You know how many people got kicked out of Congress because black people wanted them out? 0. You know how many people got kicked out because the AIPAC wanted them out? A lot. 2 of them came on this show, and they were both black. But hey, no problem, Bernie. We understand you couldn't remember all that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on in your head at the time. When you called out, race and sexuality. You did orientation. It's okay. I'm sure you'll get to it. Right, Bern?
Yeah. Well, what do you stand for?
Yeah.
Is every gay person brilliant and wonderful and great? No, of course not. Everybody's a human being.
Yeah.
So the issue is what you stand for, which gets you back to what we discussed earlier, class politics, in the sense of which side are you on? Are you going to stand with working families? Are you going to raise the minimum wage to a living wage or not? Are you going to fight to guarantee health care to all people or not? Are you going to demand that the wealthiest people start paying their fair share of taxes or not? Those are the issues. And no one cares what color you are, what your gender is, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm sorry.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector. Next on deck.
Yeah, As I listen to Bernie talk that talk, as Bernie talks that talk, I'm constantly reminded that Bernie is full of it. Yeah, let's rewind what Bernie said. Because see, this is how Bernie got me. This is how I felt for Bernie with this stuff back in 2015. Because I had a bunch of people watching my show that was like, Bernie be talking about all the issues that we care about, Tim. I know you hate politics and politicians, Tim, but Bernie Sanders is different. And I actually believe that for a minute. Bernie just said the Democratic elite are the ones that spreaded the lies about him and his supporters. And I was one of those supporters that they spread the lies about. But Bernie made a mistake here just in this context. Democrat elite also means Bernie. Liberal elite also means Bernie. Yeah, so Bernie, cut the garbage, cut the lies, cut the hypocrisy. You're part of the 1% too. You're part of the 1% yourself. It took me a while. Like, it took me till like 2020 when he like renounced like reparations and all this stuff. I'm like, what's this guy do? Like, he was like, I don't know what you mean by that. Look, man, Bernie Sanders, if the Democrats are so bad, you wouldn't be caucusing with them. You wouldn't be rolling with them. You wouldn't be campaigning for them. This same guy, he comes out, he says all these things and shows and Akash, they're eating it up and the whole crowd eats it up and all the young people eat it up and they don't have the foresight, a lot of them, to understand Bernie gonna be right there with them come election day, try to get you to go vote for Biden just like he tried to get you to go vote for Clinton, just like he tried to get you to go vote for Kamala. Like, what good is standing up if you know damn well you're gonna sit right there? Why waste my energy standing up just to say, sit down and vote for these people, be quiet? Because that's exactly what Bernie be on. But that's only after he's raised like $100, $200 million from poor people who believed in his ass. Then he goes and sits down. He don't sit down broke. You know, Dr. Cornel Weston raised a lot of money and he went all the way to the end. Bernie will raise a whole lot of money out of people's pockets, and then what will he do? Fold right into the system. Y'all talk all that mess about my brother Dr. Cornel West, but you know what I did not see him do? I did not see him campaigning for Kamala. I did not see that. I did not see that. How much flack I caught bringing West on this show, but Bernie, the guy who'll go on every channel, every podcast, and say all the right things and take a dump on the establishment and then fall right in line with the establishment every time. Every time. So it's a big no for me, boss. That's a no for me. I'll take the 0. Ain't that what Eddie said? I'll take the 0. I'll take the 0. Because I will not be tricked. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I can't be fooled again. I will not be fooled again. Bernie Sanders is talking that talk, family, and what you got to do is be able to sift through it and realize he part of the problem. He part of the problem because he lulls people to sleep and they get excited and they think, oh, we're in the revolutionary line. We in the stand up for the people line. And then kicking, tinking, falls right in line like a good soldier. Nah, man. That ain't gonna say the Democrats this time. Bernie Sanders, not even you, can keep us hanging adjacent to Democrats. It ain't gonna happen, fam. Them days is over. Like action slacks. Them days is over. Them days is not coming back. All the MVAs are connected now. All the DMVs are connected. Can't just go get your license suspended in Maryland and go get a new one in DC. You can't do that no more, Bernie. And you know what we also can't do? Fall for the lies. Fall for the nice talk. We're not falling for it, Bernie. You sold out long ago. I get it. It's lonely at the whatever you are. But that don't make no excuses for what's been happening with the Democrats and what you've been doing with the Democrats. Because he sounds like a reformer. He sounds like somebody trying to reform something. And if you could only get behind him, if he only had a shot, he'd change the system. No, he won't. No, he won't. I remember people were just making up stories. I think they threatened Bernie. They ain't threatened Bernie. They offered him a job. They ain't threatened Bernie. I think they beat him up. Maybe he came to the convention with a big scar on his head or something with stitches or something. I think they attacked Bernie. People will say anything to get out of admitting the truth. Bernie folded into the system long ago. He always was. He is what Noam Chomsky referred to as controlled opposition. He's a wingman. Yeah, yo, fam. Bernie is a wingman for the Democratic Party. What he does is he goes up, he dates the ugly girl. No offense to the ugly girl. Ugly girl probably got the best credit and cooked the best. Know what I'm saying? But he takes the one, the one that you know, and the ugly girl are the progressives of the rebels who are, you know, too soft to go, you know, they want to stay with the Democrats, but they want to be rebels. They want to change the system, the Democratic Socialists. So he goes with them, you know. It's for the team. Nancy Pelosi and Kamala were like, Bernie, you're okay, Bernie. We love when you do that. I owe you a beer, Bernie. Yes, you know what I'm saying? That's what he did. Bernie is a wingman. He's the guy who takes the least attractive girl out the group, just so his boys can score with the other, with, you know. And when I say score, I mean, you know, get the votes from the dum-dums. That's what I mean, and that's what I said. You understand the analogy. You get it. No one's ever put it to you like that, have they? That's because they can't. Everything's got to be a bunch of big words. So at the end of the day, it's all a hoax. It's all a scam. Get it? And Bernie is part of the machinery. It's an op. It's a psyop. And Bernie is an op. Get it? Good. Gone. Yeah, baby. This started off pretty good, man. I'm feeling It's just coffee. I swear it's only coffee. I swear it's only coffee. Only in America. Let's keep the party going, fam. Let's go.
With Tim Black.
In Georgia politics, the governor, Brian Kemp, signed a bill this week that outlined the Georgia General Assembly's subpoena powers. The Georgia Senate opened an investigation into you this year, alleging that a group you worked with improperly received government grants. You are, on one way, in some way, part of this group of people who are being targeted for their politics. What do you make of this?
Whoa. Whoa. This guy just said she was targeted for her politics. Fam. I wonder. I think that deserves a BS detector, sir.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
You know, I cover this on this channel, so everybody be very much informed about Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams received a $2 billion contract for an organization that just appeared out of thin air, some cockamamie scheme about replacing appliances in the hood. Yeah, something that Biden cooked up where he stashed the money over in Citibank or something. It's like really weird. It seemed underhanded and corrupt. Like there's no oversight over the money and how it was allocated. And it was like $20 billion in total that was kind of slid to the side as Biden exited stage left. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Stacey Abrams, our famous almost governor, got tangled up in a $2 billion Biden Bucks bonanza. They want to swap out grandma's gas stove and replace it with an energy efficient, electric something doohickey. Echo Fancy Stacy's refrigerator program. Now look, first of all, $2 billion got handed to a nonprofit called Power for Communities, which is so new. Basically, it still got the new car smell in it. Yeah, in fact, before it got $2 billion from Joe Biden, there was only one other transaction on their books. That is a $100 transaction. Imagine that, fam. How many of you have your own organizations or corporations or any other business that you're starting? Imagine your corporation or your business or your organization had $100 in the bank, and the next time you checked your bank balance, it said $2 billion. Before you did anything. Yeah, so when this guy, what is his name? Ali, whatever, and when Ali says she was targeted because of her politics, first of all, that sounds crazy because there are a lot of Democrats. If you went around targeting Democrats, you'd be very busy. DC and Maryland, Virginia. I live in Maryland. I've worked in D.C. my whole life. The DMV, it's full of Democrats. You know, so no, it was something else beside being a Democrat that got her. And I wouldn't call it targeted. I would call it investigated. And it was 2 billion reasons why she got investigated. Because $2 billion is a lot of money to buy people refrigerators. So anyway, let's go back and hear what Stacey has to say.
I make of it that they are failing at their promises and they're looking at those of us who've managed to deliver for Americans and they're targeting us. I'm standing.
Hold on. What'd you deliver, loser? Man, cut the nonsense, Johnson. What are you talking about? They're targeting us because they're failing? No. You know, a lot of people say that Stacey Abrams is so smart. I used to hear that. I remember hearing that from different people that work with her. Oh, she's amazing. Oh, I love her. She's just on the in crowd of the Democratic elite. You gotta love her or you won't have a job. I understand that. You won't get any more contracts. I understand that. You're a butt kisser. You want to be a part of that money machine. It's a lot of black folks that want to be a part of the money machine of the Democratic Party. And they're willing to do whatever it is, sacrifice everything, even they're young, for this. But Stacey Abrams has gone a bridge too far when she says the Republicans are losers. They have failed. And they want to go after us because we have delivered for the people. This sounds as cockamamie as George Bush saying, they hate us for our freedom. They hate us for our freedom. Meanwhile, you're bombing their kids into the Stone Age. You go, they hate us for our freedom. Meanwhile, you're staging coups. You're financing the moderate rebels. And to dumb Americans, you're saying, they hate us for our freedom. They hate us for our freedom. And what's worse about it is there are dummies that believe it. They believe when she says these things. That's why I had to correct her.
Accused of helping people register to vote, helping them turn out and vote, helping make certain that families that wanted to lower their energy cost got the equipment and the support they needed. So,
how many of those did y'all do? Yeah, Stacey, how many renovations did you get done with $2 billion? I'd like to know what was the round it up for me. Would 20 be too high? Yeah, it reminds me of Hillary Clinton with the Haiti contract. The Clinton Foundation had the Haiti contract. We're going to build all these houses, rebuild Haiti. You know how many houses they rebuilt in Haiti? 5. And they had billions and billions of dollars. That is the motto. Say you're going to do good things, but never get quite around to it. And all the money goes to overhead and expenses and salaries. Now, I'm not saying that happened to Stacey, but I'm not saying it didn't because I don't know what happened to the money. Let's keep going, Stacey.
Essentially, they're mad at me for proving that democracy can deliver, and they would rather distract than actually do their jobs. This is an
Do people be believing? Yeah, they do. They do, don't they? We be doing everything. How could you say you do a lot if you have no power? I'm just saying, let's not pretend that the Democrats are in power and that are getting something done, that they're accomplishing these major things. They're not accomplishing anything. You know, I don't know where this comes from, man. Biden parked this cash at Citibank right before he dipped out. $20 billion in total, $2 billion for Stacey's posse. And Stacey doesn't know anything about Echo anything. It's sort of like Hunter. It reminds me of Hunter because Hunter got that contract with the Ukraine thing. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't know anything about Ukraine power or electricity, anything. But because Biden had negotiated the deal, he ended up with this lucrative position where he sat on this thing and he didn't do anything for the money. That's exactly what this sounds like. We call it a quid pro quo. We call it, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. An easier term for it would be scumbags, corrupt scumbags. And like I said, I don't know how much money Stacey got or if she got anything. But that doesn't mean you ain't getting the hook up somewhere, because it doesn't go in a straight line. You hire some people, you put some people on, they in turn, they get other people to hire you to do other things. Only a fool directly gets the money. Then you end up like that sister that worked for Facebook in their DEI program, who just was like, I'm just gonna cut checks to myself. And for that, you go straight to jail. See, all these amateurs are that goofy, but they just cut checks directly to themselves. No, the smart corruptors, they cut checks for other people and had those other people then set up things and cut checks for them and other. So it goes, you know, it's the weave. It's the weave.
Administration that is being supported by a complicit Congress, and they are doing their level best to distract and destroy rather than to actually deliver. And I am one of the people they've targeted.
Why is it all of them say this like this? I wonder if the people that they've targeted, her. Look, this is what's happening, man. And I want all my sisters to pay attention. Look at her up here fending for self. Look at it. Look what's happening. All the black women that they set up, to take a fall, put a battery in their backs. What is it, from Fani Willis to what's the one down there in New York? AG, Attorney General over there. What's her name? Scooby Snacks. What's her name? I don't know, man. I forget her name. Big Shirley over there doing her thing, and now Stacey Abrams. Next gonna be Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, it's gonna be Jasmine Crockett and Maxine Waters. So I'm saying, like, this is what happens. The only thing protecting Maxine Waters and Jasmine Crockett is they're actually in Congress. But these other folks, oh, man, they in trouble. See what I'm saying? Like, when they gonna realize that they don't have the complexion for the protection from the collection. In fact, because see, the Democrats love when they send black women to do their dirty work. They love them getting all loud and biting them out front. Go ahead, girl. You go. Go here and get him. Oh, she's so funny. She's got so much spirit. She's so spunky. Oh, she's brave. And then when the roosters come home to roost, everybody be like this. They start backing off. Then they stop answering their calls. Like, who's that calling you? Oh, nobody. I think it was Stacey. Yeah, see, that's what happens. That's what they do. And they say everyone wants to root for you. when you're making a spectacle of yourself, when you're talking big, when you're thinking you're on top of the world, and then when it spins back around, they are on their own. And Stacey Abrams is now pretty much on her own. Fending for herself. Fending for herself. Who's it? I'm trying to tell you, man. What's her name? What's the one in New York I'm talking about? I just covered her, man. I can't believe I can't think of her name. But think about it, folks. This is what happens. Letitia something. That's who I was thinking of. Anyway, let's keep going. I think she's almost done. Copping the plea.
Unfortunately, what that means is that rather than us being engaged in conversations and more importantly in the work of serving the people, we've got to focus some of our attention on fighting against scurrilous accusations that are grounded in nothing but bad faith and, I think, fear.
She didn't talk directly about the $2 billion that one time. All she did was deflect and talk about Orange Man bad. Yo, $2 billion is a lot of money to get a contract when you ain't done anything in that area. How many of y'all got $2 billion contracts in a field you've never been in before? In a brand new nonprofit that didn't exist before that contract was awarded. It's like, hey, Stacey need money. Stacey needs some money? Yeah, I can really use some money. Okay, go set up something, I got you. She runs and sets up something. Cool. You need to put something in your account to open your account. I got $100. Here's $100. Open your account. Here goes $2 billion. See ya. You know, now you can do that if you're Elon Musk or Bezos, Jeff Bezos, or, you know, Sam Bankman-Fried when he did that for Jasmine Crockett and the others, Democrats that he gave money to, even though it was stolen crypto money. You know, Bill Gates. You know, when you're one of these people, you can do that. But see, the problem is when Joe Biden did this, he didn't do it with his money. He did it with our money. Yeah, that's the problem. He did it with our money. And Ali's such a kiss ass to the Democrats, pretending to be a journalist. He asked her one time about money. He didn't even, like, there's been no follow-up question. There's been nothing. This is nothing. Just let her say the same word salad in response 3 times, 3 different ways. They're scared of us. We're so good. We're such great people. We work so hard and get so much done. And their failures, they're attacking us because we're so great. It's so good for the people. And they want to stop us because we're so good for the people. That doesn't answer the question. You're being investigated on allegations. What about the allegations? Anyway, guys. Don't tell me Tim Black, oh, come on, Tim Black. She's a sister. No, she ain't. She look like a sister. She is an elite. She's an elite Democrat. And I am what? A Democrat hater. Thank you very much.
Because we keep coming pretty close to proving to everyone that their lies cannot stand.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Yeah, man, that's one of the worst segments I've seen in a long time. She just looked guiltier as she spoke. Every deflecting word that came out of her mouth made her look more guilty. I thought she was going to burst into flames at the end of that segment. Like, oh, God, now that's a fire. Stacey Abrams' hair is on fire. Smell like somebody cooking ribs. Smell like pickles and ribs. Some reason I got a hankering for a pulled pork sandwich. Oh, that's Stacey on fire on TV. That's all it is. $2 billion is a lot of money for somebody to give you when you ain't done anything. You have no experience at all. The people want answers, not a $2 billion rumba. Now the DOJ sniffing around and the money's on ice. Guess we'll see if Stacey's fridge game holds up in court. All right. Yo, now, look, guys, hit the like button if you like that segment. I liked it. If you didn't like it, you need to check your, need to. Come on, get with it, man. This is good stuff. But now, let's keep it going, Johnson. Next segment, Tim Black. Right here on the Tim Black Show.
I've been shocked by how undemocratic the Democratic Party can be.
Oh, guys. I'm sorry, guys.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Yeah, Jon Stewart has been working in the political realm for, 20 years, something like that. Do you really think Jon Stewart is shocked? You think he is? I don't think he's shocked at anything that happens in politics. I mean, look, he's been covering it longer than I have. Right? How could he be shocked? I mean, unless you put your head, you dig a hole 10 feet deep and then you dive in face first and stay there. Since 2002, I think that's when the Daily Show started. I don't even know, Johnson. How can this guy say he's been surprised? See, this is part of that deflecting hypocrisy I've been talking about. And they be talking about Jon Stewart. He's one of the good ones. Occasionally. He's like that guy, the guy on HBO. Yeah, they'll occasionally say something that ticks off the liberals, but you know how to come back in formation. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, I like some of the things Jon Stewart says. I do. But at the end of the day, this is BS. Like, Jon Stewart, you can't be smart and dumb at the same time. You're too smart to play dumb about something only a dummy would say or fall for forever. Like, even my dumb ass had to figure it out at some point, like, hold on a second. Every time, they haven't had a primary since like 1996. Hold on a second. They corrupt. The same people they take money from be the same people they say they're fighting. Nothing changes, but they just keep taking money. Oh, well, hold on a second. Let me think about this. Gosh. Hold on a second. Don't rush me. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think they might be corrupt. That's how you sound, man. I'm sorry. It just sounds crazy.
Tell me, what do you mean by, I don't disagree with you necessarily, but what do you mean by that?
By putting their foot on the scales to get, make sure that Hillary Clinton comes out of the thing, or make sure that, that they're listening.
Don't stop there. To make sure that Biden comes out of the thing, to make sure that Kamala comes out of the thing. There was 3 things there. 3 of them. Don't just go after Hillary because you don't like her. Go after all of them. I don't like her either, by the way. Jen Psaki sucks. She was a liar. Big time liar, too. She lied a lot. And the biggest lie that Jen Psaki told is, I have a show and I'm good at it. I'm sorry, man. She's bad, man. She's a DEI hire. Jen Psaki is a DEI hire. But notice that the conservatives, like the ones that are like Jason Whitlock, would never say that. Well, actually, Jason Whitlock would say it. But since she's white, they'll never call her DI. It's only for black people. Even though white women would have been its recipients. Dana Bash and Jen Psaki are 2 humongous DI benefactors. Beneficiaries. Here you go. Beneficiaries. Let's keep going.
To that anger about the way that even the ACA, quite frankly, struck me as a very
You
conservative.
mean because it didn't have a public option in it?
Correct. That it didn't address the very thing that was causing the foundational upset. If I were to break this down narratively, what I think the Democrats have forgotten is government may not be perfect, but it's the only thing large enough to offset multinational corporate exploitation and corruption.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't act like that's urgent and that affects people's lives, then so if the big policies that
Jon Stewart is acting in bad faith, Johnson. I gotta give him a buzz.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Jon Stewart is soft showing it for the Democrats right there, baby. Now, if I'm gonna go after Bernie, I'm gonna go after Jon Stewart too. And if I'm gonna go after Jon Stewart, I'm going after all of them. Check this out, man. You don't get to say the Democrats, they made a mistake. Did not see it clearly. They see it clearly, mofo. They see clearly. You know what I'm saying? It ain't an accident. All the money just happens to fall into their pockets. It's not an accident that they've been kissing up to big pharmaceutical for the past 30 years. It's not an accident that Joe Biden took all that pharmaceutical money along with Jim Clyburn and Cory Booker, who who voted against getting our drugs from Canada and Mexico. Nah, man, you don't get to pretend. And see, that's what gets me ticked off. We got people, see, this is what happens. It's a natural progression. Whether you are a Republican or a Democrat or conservative or liberal or progressive or whatever you are, or MAGA, whatever you are, eventually you get tired of the BS. You'll notice things going on. You'll notice it first in the party that you follow because that's the one that you watch closely, if you're paying attention. Now, and you'll see that Jon Stewart is playing those games. And what ticks me off is these people will try to pretend that he's one of the best fighters. He's not. Because this right here is bull. He's trying to make it soft. It's way too soft. Oh, the Democrats need to get back to being a party for the people. They were always hucksters. They were always snake oil salesmen, Johnson. And look, if you've been doing something snake oil salesman for 30 years, you can't say you need to get back to something. That is ingrained 30 years of big time corruption. That is muscle memory, baby. They are used to doing that. You know, they've been selling out America for a long time. And it ain't a bug. It is a feature of their party. Just like the Republicans have been. So people can say the Democrats and the liberals and the progressives will say the Republicans have been selling out, and those people are too goofy to realize what the Republicans are doing to them. These conservatives keep falling for the okie doke. Meanwhile, all the liberals are falling for the okie doke with the Democrats. Same thing. So that's my beef with Jon Stewart, man. To try to give them a get out of jail free card, like, oh, they've lost their way. No, they didn't. It's like Fred Sanford. You know what I'm saying? When he was roasting Esther, you'd be like, oh, he didn't mean it. Yes, he did. He just said a couple things. No, he called her the part of the Polaroids ripoff. She said it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't mean it. No, he meant it. It's a joke. Yeah. It's insulting, man. You know what I'm saying? It's insulting for people when they go half. Don't go half with the Democrats. Give them all the palm. Put talcum powder on it and give them the whole palm across the chops, because this is not an accident. And any type of language like that allows the snakes to slither away. They will never give the Republicans that. They will never say, oh, the Trump supporters, the MAGA supporters, they're just, they lost their way. They won't say that for them. Well, you don't get to say that for the Democrats. You don't get to deny that they've been on the take for a long time. All right, let's keep going, y'all.
that we make are billions more dollars to insurance companies that we think are fucking people over left and right. for their health care. So isn't that part of why people lost faith?
Yeah. So yes, I think we're saying, well, I'm trying to say something similar, which is this.
Boom, boom.
Which is Democrats just lost everything. They control nothing. They control, I mean, they don't control the House. They don't control the Senate. They don't control the White House.
She's not saying anything that you won't hear on independent media 100 times. Nothing she's saying. She didn't say anything. Will Jen Psaki say anything relevant that she didn't hear on an independent media person's podcast?
And they don't control the Supreme Court. So
right.
Now is the time to break some shit, right? And break some China.
They do control the email lists that continue to ask for money.
Well, that's true.
They still have that.
Next on deck.
And that was so horrible, Johnson. I don't even know what category to put such foolishness in, but it is very foolish. And both parties suck, Johnson. Both parties suck. And if you don't understand that, you need to keep watching this show. You will learn it. I say get out of the Democratic Party. That does not mean to go become a Republican. It means wake up to the reality of the garbage that the Democrats are. You already know the Republican Party's garbage, right? Anybody need to be convinced of that? Anybody goofy enough to think Republicans got their best interests? Do you think that? There are some policies difference, okay? Slight, not slight. There are some policy difference. The last election, there was some serious policy differences, okay? Real talk. But let's not be delusional, okay? Let's not be delusional. Best thing to do is be independent, use your vote the way you want to use your vote based on policy. And don't let anybody think they got you in the bag, that you ride for them, that's not, they're supposed to ride for you. So let's keep going, Johnson. Let's see what's next on the itinerary. We got a full plate tonight on the Tim Black Show.
With Tim Black.
We have breaking news into CNN. President Donald Trump posting a Truth Social moments ago after his call with Russian leader Vladimir Putin. In the post saying that Russia and Ukraine will immediately start negotiations toward a ceasefire and, more importantly, an end to the war. Let's go now to the White House with CNN's Jeff Zeleny. Jeff, also in this statement, the president saying that the conditions for that end to the war will be negotiated between the two parties as it can only be because they know the details of a negotiation that nobody else would be aware of. I wonder what you're making of this statement.
Well, Morris, if this sounds familiar and we've been here before, we effectively have. So talking about a ceasefire, yes, obviously that is a step in the right direction, but there was not a call for an immediate 30-day ceasefire as some had hoped. So they were talking about negotiations toward a ceasefire. So that, once again, is a slow rolling this, if you will.
That was more than you were getting out of Biden, and you were quiet the whole time. That wasn't happening. This is the disingenuous, horrible, backstabbing hypocrisy of CNN. So this guy's going to come out and throw a nice bucket challenge onto good news. Like if Biden was in office and there was somebody in Ukraine and Russia, and he got them too, they're going to the table to talk about ceasefire, like they weren't even trying to talk a couple months ago when Biden was in office. This is good. This is a positive. If two literally warring nations, where people are dying every day, if somebody could come in and talk to them and say, and somehow get them to the mindset that, you know what, maybe no, we need to sit down and talk. That's supposed to be a win. Instead, this guy's going, well, the fact they haven't already reached their ceasefire conclusion means they have not delivered. Trump has not delivered because these two countries that he doesn't control haven't done exactly what he said he was hoping that they would do. Meanwhile, Biden been in office for 4 years, the whole thing been going on. All of it went on under Biden, and I didn't hear this guy. Who is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? See, dummies would say, Tim Black, you only say that because it's Trump. No, I don't like wars. I think wars only hurt poor people because rich people get on planes and leave, goofy. I don't like wars. And at the end of the day, I'm all about the class war. Oh yeah, at the end of the day, I'm for working class people. That's where I come from, man. Can't you tell the way I talk? I didn't go to Harvard. I'm not a Princeton. I didn't grow up in Germany, and I would, it's a lot. It's a lot of people that are in my space. Well, were in my space. Now I'm in different space. But yo, anybody that works towards ending Gaza extermination, what's up? Babies are starving to death in Gaza. I'm disappointed that Trump, when he was in the Middle East, he wasn't there solving that. That's a problem. Well, we all know Biden wouldn't have been there solving it. But I did have that expectation of Trump. I have no expectation of Biden doing anything to solve anything ever. And now we realize yeah. But Ukraine, this reaction to this news is very typical.
A bit in the eyes of Moscow. That certainly is the criticism from Ukrainians and much of the European leaders as well. But when we read a little bit deeper into this as well, it says Russia and Ukraine will immediately start to negotiations toward a ceasefire, but it says the conditions will be negotiated, as you said, between the two parties as it can only be because they know the details. This is interesting, Boris. The tone and spirit of the conversation was excellent. If it wasn't, I would say so now rather than later. So clearly, the U.S. president is indicating that Vladimir Putin is willing to come to the negotiating table, willing to come to the ceasefire table. Well, that was scheduled to happen last week in Turkey, when it was Vladimir Putin himself who suggested a conversation with Ukraine. That, of course, did not happen at a high level. But the U.S. president also goes on to say here that Russia wants to have economic opportunities open with the U.S. That would mean dropping sanctions as well. We do know after this a phone call, which lasted for 2 hours or so, the U.S. president essentially debriefed many European leaders on this. And the president ending his statement here, Boris, with a very interesting thought. He said, the Vatican, as represented by the new Pope, has stated it would be very interested in hosting negotiations. Let the process begin. So we shall see if that ever comes to pass in the Vatican, but certainly interesting that President Trump mentioned that explicitly.
Next.
Hey, man, like I said, this is like, Trump can't run again. He's out. Like, he's going to do his term, and finish out, right? So this is not about helping him. This is about the outcome of this war, which should have ended a couple years ago. It's obviously a stinker, and it's obvious it's just going to result in more casualties. And I don't know. I see no difference. Like, this war could have ended 2 years ago, and it would have had the same result it's going to have if they ended 2 months from now. That's all I'm saying, except there's going to be a lot more bodies because Ukraine is not going to defeat Russia, okay? Just get that out your head. All that battery in your back that Clinton's put in the back and DOJ put in your back and the CIA put in your back about Russia meddling in our elections and they're stopping this and they're stealing our democracy and all the cover-up that the Democratic Party sucks. All because they lost to Trump. That's all it was. And you fell for it. It's a big catastrophic loss of life. For what? For nothing. All right, guys, let's keep going, man. You know what I think? I think Americans that are smart are ticked off and tired of Democrats rooting against the country. You know what I'm saying? When you're not in power, you need to shut up. Yeah. And root for America if you're in America. If you're an American citizen, root for America. Right? And root for them to be better and be pissed off when they do things you don't like, but stop rooting against the country because you don't like the guy over there. What was it, Cat Williams? Didn't Cat Williams say it best? Hey, man, you're supposed to be against the evil side, not against yourself. It's goofy. Now, he said it a lot more eloquently than that because he reads a lot of books. But you know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going, fam. Hit the subscribe button, become a member of the Tim Black Show.
On deck. with Tim Black.
In our politics lead, it's an interesting thing amidst all these important developments going on with deportations and tariffs. President Trump is also simultaneously trying to pick fights with A-list celebrities who have historically backed Democrats, such as Beyonce, Oprah, the boss, Bruce Springsteen, to name a few. Mr. Trump claiming on Truth Social that the Kamala Harris campaign paid Beyonce $11 million for her endorsement. That was after he called for a major investigation into the matter. This was at a Truth Social post at 1:30 in the morning. Federal Election Commission filings showed that the Harris campaign did pay Beyonce's Parkwood Production Media $165,000 in November 2024 and then made two payments of $500,000 to Oprah's Harpo Productions in October. You might remember Oprah did an interview-ish with Kamala for the campaign.
He said an interview-ish. He said an interview-ish. That's funny. Oh, Jake the Snake.
Beyonce's team and Oprah's team have said that the money was for production costs. My panel joins me now. Aisha, I know that you are not a qualified psychologist, but
I am not.
What do you think is going through his mind, given the fact that there is really legitimately, whether people like it or not, so much policy going on, so many things he's trying to achieve, peace negotiations and dinner. Now, why Beyonce and Oprah?
Well, he's always been obsessed with celebrity, right? Like, and he can also multitask. But I think the irony of this is that Trump himself has tried to surround himself with celebrities. Look, I went to Dover where they were, receiving fallen soldiers, and John Voight was on that trip. And it was like, well, do you know the family? No, it was like he was just there because Trump likes him, and he.
You know who was hanging out with Obama? George Clooney. What's the guy from the thing, other thing? I don't know, Beyonce, Jay-Z, I don't know, Chris Tucker. Oh, come on, Chris. That was Bill Clinton. I mean, all presidents had celebrities around. What are you even talking about? Now it's Trump, huh? Trump. Trump is the only celebrity that's been president since like Reagan, right? Right? I mean, and now you're saying Trump wasn't a celebrity? He'd been in movies. What movies did, Obama do before he got elected? Nothing. He done anything. What did I don't know, what movies did Biden do? What shows? It's like what she's saying don't make sense, man. Why do they do this? Why do sisters do this, man, on this? What is it with the CNN, man? Is it in the contract? If you're a black woman, they got to make you say things that don't make sense. So Tim Black got to say something. It's like a setup. Feel like a setup. Nah, Trump was already a celebrity. He was in like 100 rap songs. Nobody was saying Hillary's name. I mean,
He's an actor. And so, there is an obsession with celebrity, but I don't think he likes the quality of celebrities that he gets. I think if he could get Beyonce and Bruce Springsteen to hang out with him, he would do it all. He would do it twice on Sunday, right? Every day, twice.
Yeah, it's every day of the week, twice on Sunday. 6 days a week, twice on Sunday. Stop biting my line if you can't say it correctly. This is goofy. Yeah. Kamala Harris brought out a bunch of celebrities and she still failed. She brought out everybody she came out with all the people. They all made videos. It's really, you want to play this game? When I put this video clip out separately, which I might do, we're going to run all the clips. It shows all the celebrities going, we need to fight against Trump. We need to do this against Trump. The one with Robert De Niro, Susan, whatever her name, Susan Khan. I don't know these people's names. I just know Clooney and Sean Penn and the other guy and the guy that shot the woman in the face or whatever on his movie set. Bald, whatever his name is. These jackasses. What about these people? You're leaving out a lot of people, sister. Democrats are all connected to Hollywood. I mean, how could you even watch this and not go, BS? How could you do it? How could you watch this and not call foul? How could you not hit the
Tim Black's BS detector?
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
The Democratic Party without Hollywood would be defunct. There's two things the Democrats need: Hollywood and black people. That's what they need. That's what they gotta have. You know how much Taraji P. Henson helped Democrats by going up there going, Project 25 is going to put black people back in slavery. Remember that? A lot of them was like, oh God, I gotta go vote for Kamala. I mean, this type of foolishness, this type of snake oil, this type of, what is it, the guy with the fiddle skipping down the road? What was these people? The Pied Piper thing keeps going on, man, and people keep falling for it. But the Democrats, obviously, I mean, God, these people are known for it. They wrote the book on using celebrity and trading. These are the Democrats are the party of Diddy and Harvey Weinstein. Okay? And this, I mean, lightning should just come through. She should, while she's speaking, lightning should just fry her ass right there in the chair. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about what she just said, she tried to reverse, like, reality. Say, oh, Trump's the party, the Republicans are the party of trying to be with celebrities. I don't think it gets any worse than that lie. That's the worst lie tonight, Johnson. I don't know if you can get a better lie going. It's impossible.
On Sunday.
So
I think it's envy.
Celebrity envy. We should note Michael Trump did get some celebrity endorsements during the campaign. A number of them spoke at the convention.
Hogan and
Jason Aldean, Hulk Hogan, Dennis Quaid hit the stage at campaign rallies. Elon Musk is.
Sir Michael held his fire, man. That brother, man. Sir Michael, man, you being nice, bro. Yeah, guys, check out my interview with Sir Michael Singleton. It's on my, if you're a member of the YouTube channel, go check it out. He's Sir Michael's a different, he's like, yeah. You're being too nice, man. You know, he's got to keep his money, but I'm just saying, you're being way too nice here.
No, it was like he was just there because Trump likes him and he's an actor. And so, like, there is an obsession with celebrity, but I don't think he likes the quality of celebrities that he gets. I think if he could get Beyonce and Bruce Springsteen to hang out with him, he would do it all. He would do it on twice on Sunday, right?
You know, Kanye West was a pretty big celebrity until he ticked off the wrong people.
Every day, twice on Sunday. So I think it's envy.
Celebrity envy. We should note Michael Trump did get some celebrity endorsements during the campaign. A number of them spoke.
Yeah, why don't you just light their ass up, Michael? Say some truth. Drop some truth bombs. That's okay. He saved it for my show, guys. Go to jointimblack.com, become a VIP member. If not, you got to wait till Friday to watch the whole complete video. But this guy right here, he has more sides to him than just this. That's funny.
At the
Hulk
convention,
Hogan and
Jason Aldean, Hulk Hogan, Dennis Quaid hit the stage at campaign rallies. Elon Musk is a celebrity entrepreneur, the richest man in the world.
You know what's sad about it is no one answers the question. They even try. Did the Democrats give Beyonce, how much money did he say? What the hell? Like, it was like $1 million. What was it? It was a crazy number that Trump alleged here. Jake Tapper so busy tap dancing for the Democrats, I don't even remember what the number was, but it was a huge number. That's crazy. Anyway, let's keep going.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
I mean, look, this has been a historically unproductive Congress so far. I mean, it's basically bizarro land compared to where we were during the first Trump administration. So laws signed by a president since 1953 at this point of presidency. Look, the fewest on record through this point, there have only been 5. Get it? 5 laws actually passed by this Congress and then signed into law by the president. Compare that to 2017 when you actually had 35 by this point, which was the most on record. So it's not much of a surprise that this Congress is struggling to actually pass legislation, because the fact is that has been the rule of the game so far, where they just really haven't been able to pass anything. And the fact that they'll actually be able to pass something, well, it's a minor miracle by some accords.
without Congress, the president, Donald Trump has proven that he's just going to go on without them, which is why where executive orders have come in so much, so often, and so early. What are the numbers around that?
Yeah, so, if Congress has been historically unproductive, Donald Trump has been historically productive. What are we talking about here? Well, if you can't pass a law, why don't you just sign an executive order? That's what Donald Trump's been doing. So Trump executive orders at this point. In 2017, it was just 36. Look at the number now. Holy Toledo, 152. That is the most on record for any president at this point in the presidency, dating back since at least the FDR administration. Indeed, if you had this 152 and Donald Trump didn't sign a single other one, that itself for the entire year would be the most since FDR. And of course, we still have, 6-7 months to go? So the bottom line is Congress, historically unproductive, but Donald Trump has been historically productive because he signed all these executive orders. You can do the quick math. I mean, 4 or 5 times as many this term than he had in his first term? Holy cow.
But then where are Republicans in terms of on this, like getting stuff through Congress or not, signing executive orders? It all comes down to trust, like who they actually trust to do it better.
Yeah, you bring in Donald Trump as the closer. He is the Mariano Rivera of the Republican Party, or maybe Jonathan Papelbon if you're a John Berman. You're welcome, Johnny B. Who Republicans trust more if these groups disagree on an issue? Donald Trump or the GOP leaders in Congress? Just 22% say the GOP leaders in Congress. 58%, that's a very large number, say Donald Trump. So the bottom line is, yes, Congress is struggling, but Donald Trump is thriving in terms of getting his agenda enacted, and that is why Donald Trump is going to be pushing these Republicans very hard in order to get this budget passed.
Well, of course, because executive orders, those can change with the signature of the next president.
You got it exactly right.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you.
Next.
But look, guys, let me point this out because this is important. And I'm going to throw a BS.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Go to presidentialimpact.com. I wrote an ebook. It is free. I wrote it back under Biden because I was so tired of hearing the Democrats lie and tell people it's nothing Biden can do. He don't have Congress. He don't have the numbers. What can he get done? It was like all lies. So I wrote a book where I went back and looked at former presidents to prove that former presidents got things done the way Trump is getting things done, through executive order. You know who wrote a lot of executive orders? Obama. You know what they were calling Obama? A dictator. The same criticism that you have of Trump, Republicans had of Obama. He was doing the exact same thing. He was just doing like this. He was doing like this. And you know what Obama was doing? He was blaming Congress for not getting shit to his desk. But you know what? Trump put some nitroglycerin in the gas tank, family. Yeah, he put some of that nitro like in the General Lee. I don't know what that is. Some of that kit car stuff. I don't know what it is, but he supercharged it. Here's the deal, man. I wish that there was a president that gave a damn about working class people that would use his pen in that regard. I wish there was a Democrat or Republican or Independent, Green Party, People's United, Independent Party, Unity Party, Love Party. I don't care. Love Peace Party, Working Families Party, the Block Party, a part on your forehead, part in your hair. I don't care, Johnson. Any party that would use their pen to help us, Black Americans, hey, working class people in general, that would be great because that would benefit us too. You know, but they won't. And what I'm saying is, Democrats, by and large, don't see. They don't have anybody that's willing to do what Trump has done for conservatives or for his base or for MAGA. Okay, which is don't care what the other side says. Shut up. They complaining, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. Whatever, shut up. It just starts writing on their ass. That's what I'm talking about. You use what you got to make the changes. Now, it's true. Executive orders can get overturned by new presidents when they come in. They come in, they can freeze them. That's what Biden did to some, not all, of Trump's orders from 2017. But some of them, he quietly kept a lot of them, even ones he complained about, like the tariffs that Trump put in place back in 2017, 2018. Biden didn't reverse them all, you know that. Even though you hear people talking about tariffs as if Trump is the Antichrist, there were tariffs put in on his first term that Biden kept in place because they worked. Here's the thing, and I'm going to end it on this. When it comes to executive orders, fam, there have been presidents who have done many different things. Some presidents just strong arm. They threaten. LBJ was threatening people like, look, you're going to sign this or you ain't going to be in my Congress because I'm going to get you out. I'm going to camp out at your doorstep and get you out of office. I like that type of muscle. I like the fact that people believe in something, that aren't willing to just not be effective, be ineffective, be impotent, be flaccid, and then blame other people. They be coward and feckless, lame, unproductive, and then go, but I really wanted to do things, I just couldn't. Man, if you don't take that little blue pill and get in there and get it done, because that's what you're supposed to do. You weren't elected to go in and not get the job done. And that's what you got to respect about Trump. You ain't got to like him. You ain't got to like what he's doing. But game recognized game. Democrats don't show any of that type of drive. And that's why I say, folks, and I'm on the record here. I'm on the record. I've said this before. The Democrats messed up when they got in the way. They used this COVID mail-in ballot shit to be able to flood the mailboxes and beat Trump back in 2020. It would have been better. It would have been better if Trump won for the Democrats. For the Democrats, it would have been better if Trump won the 2020 election. That way he'd be over and gone, he'd be out. What you did was you ticked him off. You gave him 4 years to be mad, to plot revenge. That's what you did. You gave him 4 years to sharpen his knives, to sharpen the sword, to work on his crane style and crazy monkey style and all the other, his roundhouse kick. You gave him 20 years to devise a plan. You gave him 4 years. I'm sorry. You gave him 4 years. And the whole time you were throwing, you were like throwing rocks at him. Y'all seen the video? They're throwing rocks at the lion. They're throwing rocks at the silverback. Yeah, that's what they did. They threw rocks at the silverback for 4 years while he was encaged. Then somebody messed up and left the cage open. Now you're wondering, you need to stop ripping us apart. He's ripping everybody when you threw rocks at him for 4 years. You know he eats gazelles and antelopes. You were throwing him, lettuce wraps and cauliflower, fake chicken, Impossible burgers. You know what I'm saying? You know you don't eat that shit, and you threw that at him. You fed him that. You didn't let him mate. You kept the lights on. You played bad music. That Lawrence Welk elevator music. You know he's a hip hop dude. He's Tupac, Kanye, whatever. No Kendrick Lamar. You locked him in the zoo, and you just walked by taking pictures and throwing stuff at him, laughing. And then you got mad that after that, he got out. And I blame the Democrats. The Democrats, they made their own bed, man. This is on them, Johnson. It's on them. Black women ain't going to save you. Black men are laughing. Let me help you. Nope, suck. No. Get your ass out of here. Get your ass. You're doing the Robert De Niro. Stop on that. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, at the bar, Goodfellas, God talk too much. End of the night. Stop on the and that too. So that's what's happening. And the Democrats brought it on themselves. Don't believe this lie that this came out the blue, that this is the world going the wrong way. No, this is the world. This is what they call karma. Karma. Okay. Next story. I'm having too much fun, man. I'm about to stop sending mugs to y'all for letting me have fun like this.
On Deck with Tim Black.
We didn't talk about the fact that it also cost taxpayers $1 billion to refit this plane. And that it is not plot.
Hey, man, what J-Lo doing talking? I had no idea she talked. This Menendez sister? I didn't know she talked. I know Simone like, what you doing? Let me cut her off real quick. Simone like, look, white girl, no, you ain't taking my audience. Let me see.
Federal employees because you're telling me they're the reason that we have the deficit and you want to spend $1 billion on a plane you don't need.
That's what Trump wants to do. So I don't understand why he's been doing this. So now he wants a $400 billion plane. And he's going to get it if he wants it. Who's going to stop him?
Who?
The
American people, the Democrats, it seems like, with putting this situation on the table, but also...
Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I am trying to choose my words wisely here.
Okay.
This plane, it is not a viable situation.
This plane is a symbol of what?
It's not viable that this plane would be even done to be able to be used as Air Force One.
All of that
this
is
year.
superfluous.
So why is he going to get the plane?
It doesn't. The plane is.
We're being too rational, Alicia.
No, it's not. No, you're approaching it the right way, but you're approaching it the way Trump wants you to approach it. He wants you to fixate on the cost of the plane and whether or not there's security breaches and whether or not there's spies and all. The point is, the President of the United States is accepting a gift against the requirements of the United States Constitution. I don't care if the plane is $1. I don't give a damn if it's $400 trillion. The Constitution says he can't take it. That's the nub of the conversation.
Agreed. You weren't here yesterday, so you missed that conversation.
We
We've already had that
conversation. You get a little award and all, being a star and everything, and a humanitarian.
But yes, you are 100% correct. That is the core issue. But your other core issue that you always come back to is who's going to do anything? What can we all do? And finally today, you saw Senate Democrats offer an answer, which is we're going to use what power we have.
I was just talking about the arguments you guys
were making. You were criticizing them before. Where you going to give them some credit?
Democrats, I got a little something in the cup for you. We're good.
Coming up.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Called identity politics.
Yeah. Shit, I didn't mean to do that. Guys, listen to this. I guess it's gonna be the first time you hear this. Biden is the one who started the talks about the plane. Yeah, Qatar's been talking to America about a plane since Biden was in office. He was just in office. You do realize that, right? So this originated under Biden. Like most things. It's like the kids in cages, that originated under Obama. This plane talk originated under Biden. And when it was originating under Obama with the kids and Biden with the plane, guess what? Silence. Did you hear something? I didn't hear a thing. Because there was a Democrat who did it. That's how it works. When Democrats do it, quiet. When Republicans do it, boom, boom, boom. Pow, boom, wow. Fire in the hole. We're losing our democracy. The presidency's for sale. These are the same people that let Biden basically sell the country, like sell influence as vice president. And like be bragging like, yeah, I worked out a deal with Ukraine. I told him, you got to get my son in there. He's on a stage saying it. And then when look, man, I don't care about the plane. I really don't care about the plane. But I get tired of the hypocrisy, man. I get tired of the, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Look, guys, we don't give a crap about the plane. I want to know why we got our president flying around in the old ass wreck anyway. Like, all that U.S. aid money we be sending to other countries trying to mess up other governments, y'all couldn't break off a little bit of that and go buy a new Air Force One? I mean, guys, the Air Force One is out of warranty. It's out of warranty. You got to come out the pocket for the brakes. I mean, it's jacked up. The recall, like it's got all the recalls on the engines, on the flaps or whatever the hell. I mean, it's bad, Johnson. I don't think it's seaworthy. So yeah, man, this whole talk about this plane is just garbage. And you know what's bad, fam? You know what's really bad? You could look this up and see. I don't think Michael Steele or Simone Sanders didn't look it up. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit up here like Jon Stewart and be like, maybe the Democrats just don't know. Maybe they just don't have any idea what's going on. Now they know. They know. They know that this whole deal is not new. And then, you know what? And I don't think the American people give a crap. I think Americans care if you're going to do something for them. I think Americans care if you're going to invest money in their states and in their communities. I don't think Americans care if we take a plane from another country. Oh, no. With all the money, look here, look. Okay, here goes the deal. Let's not take the plane, and let's take our money back from Israel. Yeah, let's take our money back from Israel and Ukraine. There you go. Yeah, let's stop doing that. See, they got a problem with that, though. They got a problem with us giving things to other countries like healthcare and bombs. And you know, it's all money laundering, right? We give them money, and then they come buy bombs from us with the money we gave them. Ka-ching. What? Too much truth? Job too much truth? What, Jon Stewart didn't tell you, so now you no credit? I don't know if y'all noticed or not. We were doing some shady stuff. Yeah, America do some shady stuff. I don't know if y'all know that. Yeah, this whole talk is nonsense, man. We got roads that need to be fixed. All this stuff here, Biden come in and spend $1 trillion on electric car batteries, and nobody got an electric car. I still don't know nobody with an electric car. Maybe a hybrid. Like one person on my block got an electric car. This is not the land of Prius around here. So, we didn't need all those electric filling stations on the highways. Then when the internet went out, nobody had internet. I thought Biden spent $1 trillion on the internet. So look, man, Americans care about things that matter to them. And I don't think America cares where we get our planes from. No, I don't think that's a big deal. And I think it's a wasted segment. And I'm out of here, Johnson. Let Ellie Missile and AOC continue to, Michael Steele and Magic Johnson's son. Let them continue this conversation. Next. Oh, shit. Rewound on me. You do look like Magic Johnson's son, though. What's his name?
The core issue, but your other core issue that you
that Trump has kind of flipped the script on Americans.
Look at them trying to compete with CNN, trying to get all pumped up. Trying to act like, they had some fire or something. It's funny, man. The ratings game is hilarious. Let's keep going, people.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Point about facts and the truth and who's telling the truth and who's not. It does seem that Trump has kind of flipped the script on Americans in a pretty dramatic way.
I just don't understand. I'm not quite sure where you're going with that line of questioning there. If you're saying that
Yeah,
he was talking about.
would you
He's
not
been
agree
talking
that
about
Trump
tariffs
promised
since
to
the
lower-
80s.
Yeah, but wouldn't you
He's
not-
been talking about lowering costs, and he did it successfully.
Would you not
before.
agree that Trump promised Americans lower prices? That would be his number one priority, was to reduce the cost of living in this
and
country?
in order to do that, it means we have to make an economic
Well, he
change in
didn't
this
tell
world.
him that.
Because doing the same thing over, he has been talking about tariffs for 40 years.
I guess also from a logical
I don't know
perspective.
why all of a sudden this is so shocking that a man did what he
I
said he
guess
was
the thing
going
is,
to do.
That might make sense.
Maybe that's
if
a different thing
increasing
for politicians.
tariffs on Americans would lower prices, but they don't do that because they
He's not increasing
are a tax.
tariffs on Americans. He's increasing tariffs on businesses.
Okay.
Just to be clear, just to be clear a little bit about.
One second. What you just said, do you really believe that's how tariffs work? Or is that like a talking point?
I actually believe that tariffs go to the businesses, and the businesses handle it how they handle it. It is not a direct link to the American people.
So it actually is a direct
administration, because he maintained the Trump tariffs, and in fact, I think he increased some of them towards the end in an effort to try to scramble on politics. What was the impact of that?
The targeted tariffs toward China. That you're talking about those, the target ones, which he didn't move,
which seems to be the main concern here, is that because of the goods that come in from
No,
China.
actually, the main concern here is that we're talking about broad-based tariffs on our allies and our
We're also
adversaries.
talking about
at,
broad-based
at
renegotiation
levels
of
that
all
we
trade
haven't
deals.
seen
UK has announced,
in the last
China's at the
century,
table,
Scott.
more to come.
What is the argument? I'm just actually,
Leverage
am
to
genuinely
improve our trade
curious
deals.
what the argument
Leverage.
is for having trade policy that's going to result in higher prices for the American consumer, that's going to result in a smaller economy, and that's going to result in job losses on the order of 400,000 to 500,000 people.
This is your apocalyptic night wheezes, but the reality is he is setting up leverage to renegotiate trade deals that are imbalanced and bad for American workers. The whole point of this is to put American workers at the center of our economic policy, and not just Wall Street and not just people who deal in money all day.
Listen,
That's the
hold
point.
on, that's everyday big. You talked about big, beautiful coal. I mean, are we building coal plants here again?
I hope so. We need them.
Okay.
And let me tell you something else. The energy needs in this country over the next 4 years are going to spike. We need coal. We need solar. We need wind. We need nuclear, and we need it now.
I think
hope
one
we're
of
mining
the
coal.
key, Aaron.
Well, that's if Joe Biden remembers it, lest we all forget that Joe Biden should not have been president during that term. But if we want to talk about the economy here, the problem for Democrats was, to Scott's point, them not listening. They were lying to the American people, saying that the economy was better than it was, and that they shouldn't believe their lying eyes about inflation. At least Trump is being level with the American people. He's like, this is going to be bumpy. This is not going to be easy, but we have to upend the system if we want to be competitive again, if we want a pro-American future, if we want to bring jobs and manufacturing back on shore. It's going to be bumpy. We're trying to put the plane together in the air. It's not the smoothest way to do it.
Is that the plane?
Negotiating non-tariff
Backing
trade
down
barriers.
is not leverage. Backing down is just backing down.
Getting to them to the table is leverage.
No,
I mean,
okay.
this
We
is,
have
if you
200
hated
deals.
Donald
We have
Trump,
200
this is how you
deals.
would
It's more-
describe it.
we don't have that
There's a
many
better way to
countries.
describe it. I mean, the better way to describe it is bring these people to the table, get the trade situation with the tariff rates correct, but also the non-tariff issues that we have going on with China, which are legion.
Okay,
must
none
be
of
dealt
which
with.
have been dealt with.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Wow. That whole time, I didn't have to cough until it was over. You know, with the tariffs, I guess the order's still out. We're going to find out exactly what the damage is going to be. But didn't China agree to reduce theirs and we reduce ours? Isn't it a negotiation tactic? And isn't that kind of being negotiated right now? And it's kind of not as dire as the Democrats are saying it was going to be. And haven't the market starting to reflect? It's really not that bad. Yeah, you're just trying to scare. The Democrats are in a horrible position because all they can do is say the sky's falling. And then if the sky doesn't fall, they look like liars. And instead of having to eat that, they just go and say something else is falling. The sky's falling over there. And the tornado's coming. And the earthquake's coming. And the tsunami's coming. And the zombies are coming to eat your face. Then they got these spores things coming that are coming out of the ground. It's going to eat you with the leaves are going to eat you. The grass is going to eat you. They've got to keep doing it. Oh, the boogeyman's going to get you. Final Destination's back. Jeepers Creepers. Dracula. Sinners. That's all they got, man. It's trying to scare people. Hey, I agree. If Walmart prices go up, that hurts working class people. It does. I don't think anybody should get out here and start lying, trying to sugarcoat this. Okay? That's going to it's going to cost Americans, working class Americans, black Americans, more money to live. Michael and I talked about this. He didn't dance around it. We talked about, and so what do we do? What are ways to work with that? What can Trump do? I say, hey man, tax breaks, rebates. Hey man, why not shoot for the stars? Why come we can't get some rebates for working class families? J.D. Vance, when he was running, he was talking about some type of benefit or a bonus to people that had kids. He was talking about like something bigger than an earned income tax credit or whatever. Why not do something like that? We saw that America's willing to do incentives. We did it with COVID. We did incentives. We put money in people's pockets. It wasn't enough, but if we know these tariffs may result in this, then I say Trump need to get out in front of that and do something on the back end that's going to make people semi-whole. What can you say? The hypocrisy is, as bad as our economy is right now, it's better than it was under Biden, and no one talks about that. It's pathetic. I get it, man. You're in the talking business, the talking head business, and you really work for the Democrats. You work for the liberals, the corporate media. So you can't tell the truth. You got to get up there, you got to lie and make believe that we're in the middle of a tsunami, when the tsunami was the inflation was high as hell. And it was for 4 years. Under Biden, it was raging. And no one would talk about it. And when you brought it up, they'd tell you stuff like, you don't know how Congress works. It's Congress' fault. The prices are high. I remember Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats all sitting there telling people that they were dumb, that they didn't know what was going on. They really had it great. They were lucky. You're lucky, Americans. Things are great. You're just too dumb to know how great it is under Biden. That was what Democrats were doing. Meanwhile, Americans are sitting there with their pockets turned inside out, with their hat in hands, lining up in meat lines and bread lines and food lines all across this country. I was covering it. They saw record spikes of people at food pantries. Under Biden, do you hear what I'm saying? There were record numbers of Americans having to go to food pantries to get free food. But all I'm hearing people talk about is tariffs and how much they're going to hurt us. And if they do, and it gets like that, I will be reporting on it. But these people have amnesia. Oh, they just got a case of being sellouts, corporate sellouts. They can't call it straight, man. Trump, we need to be talking about ways Trump can soften this thing if it comes to that. And that's what they should be talking about on these channels, not pretending. So Republicans should not be pretending that there won't be some pain and who's going to be feeling the pain. Rich folks ain't going to feel the pain. We're going to feel the pain. That's working class people. And the Democrats need to pull their heads out of their butts. Stop lying, stop gaslighting, stop trying to scare people. Because when all you got is a hammer, everything needs a hammer. You know what I'm saying? All right. Next.
Black.
Let's get to the latest polling on who should be the face of the Democratic Party. Senator Bernie Sanders tops a recent Associated Press poll, with Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez emerging as a very strong contender. Another poll lists AOC as the top choice overall, with Sanders a distant second. Maura Gillespie and Megan Hayes are back with me. So, ladies, Maura, you first. What would you say makes AOC appealing since Donald Trump's return to the White House?
For those Democrats who are looking for anybody who is going to speak up and speak out and speak to them about what is frustrating them or concerning them or making them fearful for what the future may hold with what they view as bad policy and reckless behavior, AOC is at least out there and speaking to them. I think for the Democrats, they largely don't have a leadership focus right now. There's not one person that they can find that is going to carry their message for them. They're still trying to figure that message out. But for those who are saying that she is a contender for the 2028 cycle, that's just taking away the large swath of the American people who are more moderate. It's just, you can't run with an anti-Trump only message or an identity politics message. That was largely rebuffed in November 2024. So I think that's important to remember.
And Megan, when we
Man, she sounded like she was scared for her life, man. I don't know if she's a commentator or she's in a witness protection program. Like, what's going on here, Johnson? Like, who are you hiring here? Hey, Tim Black, hit me up, tim@timblacktv.com. I'll come on. I won't be afraid. Jesus Christ. All right. All right, the other lady, DEI hire, go ahead and give us what you got.
Break down the numbers to just Democrat preferences. Sanders is still a clear favorite, but what role would you say he is playing in AOC's rise?
Yeah, I mean, they are out there. They're doing this fight oligarchy tour. I think that they are bringing in the progressive left of the party. They are giving the base something to focus on. They've been doing all of these rallies all across the country, which is really great and exciting because it gives people a way to channel their energy. But I think that I would just remind people, and to what Maura was saying too, just because you're the loudest person in the party right now doesn't mean you're going to be the leader of the party or that you would be able to carry an election in 2026 or 2028 for leadership and the presidential cycle. So I think they are great for the base, but I don't think that they are where the majority of the party is, and they are definitely not where the majority of the country is and what Democrats will need to win a presidential election in 2028.
Yeah, hey, look, man, I got a lot of complaints. I roasted Bernie earlier. AOC should be on that BS too. She another one. But what's wrong? Yeah, like, look, guys, hold on a second.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
This woman sounds like she's a little bit concerned. She don't seem like she's altogether comfortable with the fact that Bernie Sanders appears to be the future of their party. He's only 116 years old. What could go wrong? 75% of Democrats say Bernie's the guy. Hey, man, I was just saying, man. Do they even want to try to win? Bernie doesn't want to win. Bernie's not even trying to run. That's crazy. Look, Bernie had a 75% of favorability. Next up was AOC with 55. And what the hell was Chuck Schumer even doing on the board? What's he doing on the board? With all the negative talk about Chuck Schumer, he still made third place? Who's fourth place? Chris Rock? Man, I don't know what to say, man. I think the Democrats, like I said, I don't think Democrats want to win. I think it's all a game. It's all about fundraising after losing. And then saying the sky's falling and raise money. Yeah, but what's the problem? Here's the thing. If the Democratic Party wants AOC or they want Bernie, let them have him. At the end of the day, you end up where you are. I mean, you're already losing. You lost everything there is to lose. You're at the bottom of the bottom. You might as well go get an OnlyFans page. What you got to lose? They're going to say things about me. No one cares about you. No one's watching. No one knows who you are. Use a fake name and get an account. Look, man, it's like a friend that waits until the rent is 4 months behind before they let you know they need some help. That's the Democratic Party, and now you want to be picky and choosy? I thought you was 4 months behind in rent. You need to go be a day laborer. Go work with us down here at the Home Depot. Democrats, you made your bid, now it's time to lie in it. It's funny watching Bernie Sanders and AOC, and now this guy, what's this guy, Hogg, or what's his name, Hogg? It's like, okay, David Hogg, they made him DNC guy, and all he's doing is talking about getting rid of the fat in the Democratic Party. So they try to go get him. And instead of getting him, since they can't get him, now they're going after the vice chair, which is the black dude with the braids. I don't know what's going on, man. Democrats are just a bunch of misfits. And I'm not saying the Republicans are much better, but they seem like they're kind of on code. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know when to stay on code. Like, you won't get a bunch of dissent. And if you do dissent, they get rid of you like Cheney. Get your ass out. They like drop kick you out. I don't know. But this one more thing I want to point out about this list here that I find hilarious. No Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, all that sucking and jiving and dancing and fighting and showing and getting loud and wringing at the neck and all the mannerisms and all the theatrics and all the, dancing and, everything she did and the stunts, all that shit they did. And Jasmine Crockett making a scene, making a minstrel show of herself. And she can even beat Schumer. And it's like I said, guys, quote me. Quote me, yo. I put it in the video. I said, look, they love using the black woman to show off, to show out, but they don't see her as leadership. When you do all of that crazy, zany, loud sister girl act, all it does is strip you of any possibility of a real future. It is what it is. And she decided to go that way anyway. That's what she decided to do. And look what it's doing. Look. She can't even beat Chuck Schumer. She's gotten more publicity than any Democrat in the last 6 months. And she doesn't even appear in the top 4 or the top 3. Last time I looked at the list of the top 10, she wasn't even in the top 10. So, yeah, I think Cory Booker was ahead of her. Amy Klobuchar beat her in the rankings. Pete Buttigieg beat her in the rankings. The guy in Kentucky beat her in the rankings. The guy in Ohio beat her in the rankings. Like, I'm just trying to say, people be like, Tim Black, you come down too hard on her. I'm her friend because I tell her good stuff. I tell her the good shit. Y'all don't. Y'all continue to try to, sometimes people need to hear the truth. This list, Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Mitch McConnell was a slap in the face of not only Jasmine Crockett. Look at Summer Lee. Summer Lee's out there shucking and jiving for now. We do gonna study reparations for everybody. Look, if everybody get a check, nobody got a check. It's supposed to close the racial wealth gap. Cutting everybody a check doesn't change the racial wealth gap. Anyway, so it is what it is, man. I'm gonna leave it there. Guys, let me know what you think about it. I think it's a slap in the face. This new listing, the rankings, the Democratic Party people, the heavyweights in the Democratic Party, who's next in the leadership. It just underscores what I've been saying, and that is Democrats love using black women, and then they break their toys and throw them in the corner over here somewhere. Then a poodle comes over and takes a leak on it. On them, I should say. That's where they are. It's got to be hella frustrating to be in that position. Let me know what y'all think about it, man. I'm real talk, man. I just think it's pathetic. If Bernie's the future, the Democrats are dead. All right, I'm Tim Black. You know how to reach me. Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Go to TimBlackMug.com. Pick up our legacy mug. $20 to your door. Become a member of ours. Go to joinTimBlack.com. Become a member. Go to joinTimBlack.com. Let's go to comments, fam. Meg's in the house. Thank you, Megs, for giving out 5 memberships to some great people. I appreciate you, Megs. Black Mama's reminding you about the Tim Black mug at TimBlackMug.com. Trust No Party came through with a sticker. Derek says, keep up the great work, Tim B1. Always, fam. M. Sparks, Free Palestine. You got it, brother. WD, dim politicians and party elites go way too far in their lives. They have more nerve than Republicans. Amazing. Tim Black's BS detector contribution. Jesse, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. And Dana Mitchell says, love that BS detector. Love you back, Dana. Thank you for supporting the show as always. Look, guys, it is what it is. This was a good Monday. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Hey, it's free. Hit the subscribe button. Become a subscriber. Turn on all notifications. I got crazy content coming out. If you like our VIP stuff, where we have long-form interviews, get early access to the best long-form interviews in the political space. Right here. B1, Tim Black Show. Be a part of it. All right, guys, I got number love for you. Like I always say, don't let anybody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread. You got to keep your cornbread. Stop playing. My people. I appreciate y'all. Oh, my goodness. Hey, look, I'm going to leave it there. Like I always say, where are my ladies? Where are my ladies? Oh, not those ladies. I'm talking about my ladies. Oh, there they go. Love y'all.
Now, there you go. I can't wait till it's my